Now that we've got our cube showing us where players are clicking, where our event is happening, it's time to color them.
All right.
And make them. So what we want to do here is if an area is being clicked very little, then we want it to be green or blue or just cold looking, so green for not much. And then we want to make a heat map transition its way to yellow to red.
Sweet.
To say this is the area that is getting clicked the most.
That sounds cool.
So if someone is over here, like it's very very unlikely there's lots of people clicking in this exact spot.
Green.
So that'll be one, and that'll be green. So one click happened over here. Whereas if you expected to be lots of clicks happening here in this endpoint, because that's where the end of the level is.
Yes.
So that would be the red area.
Cool.
And then all these ones in the middle would be yellowish.
Actually, maybe red.
Yeah, there'll be some green showing where things aren't really happening. Like who's going around to the left, and everyone's going around to the right. So there should be some yellowish. Maybe there'll be some red there as everyone's clicking in the same position. But the only way to find that out is to build it.
Cool.
But we have a problem.
What?
We don't know which position was clicked the least and which one was clicked the most.
Oh yeah, because we're only posting back all the data.
Exactly. So we need to grab the minimum click position and the maximum click position.
Yeah. So we should do this probably at the API. We can do it in Unity, but not the best.
No, exactly. So we could do it in Unity, but the idea of Unity is that you just want it to be a display engine. You don't want it to do any calculations. So let's take that calculation.
It's already doing enough making the videos go.
Exactly, the videos,
the
video cards.
The
on-screen graphical display unit.
The Bitcoin machine.
So let's go back to our API and let's have a look at this one. Let's look at by clicks, and we can see here that we don't really have anything where we can put in a min and a max. So we would go into, we could probably put it into the SQL query itself. That would be a bit of a weird one though. It's probably better that we just have the query be, just give me the counter.
Yeah.
Like this is the amount of times that it happened at this position. Because if we had the min and the max overall, then if there was 20,000 events, we'd be sending the same information 20,000 times, as opposed to one for the overall, how many times was a position clicked.
Yes.
So let's look at player path by click.
Cool.
And say, not just player path by click and by distance and by time. They've all got counter and counter and counter. Now we made a small change to that one and called it counter. So if yours isn't called a counter, please call it counter. And your home controller, where it was clicks, put that clicks as counter so that the cast automatically happens.
Yeah.
Whoops.
That's fine.
All right, so we can.
Just nice and consistent.
Yes. Same thing with player spotted. That's also counter. So let's go to make a new model, and we can say that all of the events should inherit from this other model. So let's go add class, and it's analytics event base.
Yep.
Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Cool. And we'll say inside of this guy, it has counter.
Public int. Oh, you can just copy it there.
Bring it on.
Do it.
Now we want to say that everything should inherit from analytics event base, and we will remove counter from each individual object.
So yeah, cool.
Inheritance is wonderful and amazing.
Yes. Have you seen actually there's I think the Microsoft WinForms button, I think it is, or WPF button. It inherits from something like 12 different objects types or classes. Sorry.
Super chain.
Yeah, so it's got like something like 400 methods on it.
Wow.
So
nice.
And half of them probably don't do anything.
Well, ours only has one.
I think ours is
one
fine.
end. It's all right.
Well, it's also an object.
An object. Point. Oh, very good point. All right, so if we look at this one here and we go our create query, because they're all getting funneled into this one query, we go, hey, our quick approach to this one could be, let's just get the minimum of data. So we'll go var min is equal to data dot min d into D dot. Oh wait, we don't have access to anything because we
Wait.
don't tell it what type it's going to be.
Wait, what do we?
Nothing.
Oh, right, it's T. Yeah, okay.
Because it's T. Query T says, what am I supposed to be? So we can make we can cast our list to our analytics event base, which is var data based.
Base data.
Base data. Base data
Base
is
data.
equal to data dot. Now what's this one? It's I want to cast the list.
I think it's
So
called dot cast.
just cast.
Yeah.
Sweet. Oh, to the type. Which is analytics event base and end. We're going to need a
function. Yeah.
cool. So this is going to take every item inside of our list of type T and say, let's cast every single thing to a new list of type analytics event base.
Yeah.
And because everyone has counter, it's going to go, hey, I've got counter.
So it might be a bit weird. Actually, no, it's not weird.
It's not weird at all. No, this is
not.
wonderful solution.
Yeah, no, this works.
This is beautiful.
Cool.
So now we can come in here and say the min event count. Let's just call it min.
Just call it min.
Min is equal to base data dot min, and we'll call this b into b dot counter.
Yeah.
And that's going to go. If you're unfamiliar with link, then that's a lovely function that is going to iterate through all of them and find the minimum value and return that and stick it into min.
If you're interested in looking it up, it's spelled LINQ.
Link.
Yeah, like that.
And then we'll go max is equal to base data dot max and b into b dot counter. So that I always say it is b into b dot counter. How do you put it? How do you?
Well, I mean, I've always just considered it like because these are actual functions, right?
Yeah.
I never thought it was like b into. I always like just this is shorthand for the function. I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. It is making a
it does make sense. I can understand the b into but when I think into, I think of select statements.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Anyway.
Right on. All right, so let's quickly test this one here out and see how it goes. So F5 to run. And what was our API endpoint here? It was slash. Oh, there's one. Home, there's one. Get player path by clicks level 1. Click on enter on this. And then we'll collapse data. So this is all looking exactly the same as it was. Each each event has its own counter, and when we collapse data down, and we go, hey, there's our minimum and our maximum. So if someone was 7, then we'd expect it to be 50% of the way through, so it's going to be yellow, whereas we've got 1 and 14 as our min and max.
Oh, you know what though? It means we have to add min and max to
our API wrapper.
Yeah, thingamabob.
Thingamabob. Hey, I know thingamabob. So here, level 2 is saying, well, I only use the min and the max of 1 and 3. So
most people played level 1.
Most people did play level 1. It's not a very exciting game here. I probably wouldn't play it too much further than level 1.
Don't talk about that about your own game. That's really nice.
Okay, so let's quickly take this and deploy it. Where are we up to for time? We are up to 8 minutes, so we're going to take care of that in this video.
Alright.
Publish.
Alright, we need to do this again.
Yeah. C3 buzz deployments. Run C3D buzz / deployments. And well, this is it, isn't it? What am I looking further for?
Is that done?
Yeah.
No.
What?
That's old data, right?
No, that's a new one.
What?
30th of the 8th.
Oh yeah. Well, it is today, isn't it?
It is. Welcome to the world of tomorrow. So let's go into EC2. So this is the web server that we'd set up previously. So I'm going to actions and connect to this guy, and it's going to give me an RDP. No, it wants to play a refresh and log me back in. Let's go actions connect and download the remote desktop file. I'd already saved the password, so it's going to continue straight in.
Yay.
But if you had lost the password, then you can re-decrypt the file if you have the PEM file, which was supplied to you when you created up the instance. If you don't have that PEM file, you're stuffed.
You just create a new one.
Yeah, create a new server. Hooray! And then have to set up
The beauty of AWS.
All right, so let's go to, what am I doing? Why am I collapsifying that? Because
copy your
I want to
files
copy my files across. So let's make a zippity zip file of all this stuff. Compress and email add to deployments. Right.
Whoever clicks whoever what?
It needs to be a zip.
Why? Oh yeah, we don't have WinRAR. Yeah. Whoever clicks the RAR and email button. I don't think I've ever done that in my life.
3 people that I work with.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. You know what? Maybe I should use it because you have to copy. Because maybe I should use it because I've definitely like zipped something and then attached it to an email.
Oh, I could be saving yourself.
I could be saving myself like a few clicks.
Such time saving.
I know.
Right, pub. Whoa, not temp. I want to go into root.
Woo.
And I can delete everything inside of here.
Alright, and we don't even need to click a thing.
We're going to click a thing. I've got to make a few clicks here.
I mean that click, but remember we copied it all in last time and I just did it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's pretty fancy.
Magic. So AWS has a whole bunch of other tools that can automate this deployment part for you. But they are well beyond the scope of this tutorial series because they involve checking it into GitHub then pushing AWS then reading out of the GitHub account and then setting up a new ECS server and a new container system. Yeah, anyway, this is the way we're going to do it for here because I want to focus on Unity. So now we can come in here and go get player path by clicks, level name level 1, which is the endpoint, the DNS endpoint that we had set up. Now we can collapse it and we go min max. So that's good. Whoops, I meant to click somewhere else, like off to the side. So really quickly, let's go into Unity. Go into Unity's code,
Wrapper.
API wrapper,
Min.
and put in here min, public min, public int min. Just easier to destroy and start again. And max. Have you ever had that situation?
Yeah.
It's like trying to type in recipe.
Just delete.
I
never thought of that before. But it's, you know what it's like? It's like typing in a password and then you like accidentally click something wrong. And you're like, I don't know what I wrote. So you just delete the whole thing.
My world is ending. Okay, so let's put a breakpoint on this guy. Into analytics display. In analytics display, let's put a breakpoint on render data and go attach to Unity.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, what's funny is I said in the last video that in the next video, meaning this one, we would be setting up the color.
Well, we're setting up the setup for the color.
Here we go. So let's look at data, player path by clicks, and expandify. Put them in max. So there we go. We have now set up the ability to get the color, and we've taken all that processing and pushed it away from Unity so that Unity just is a rendering engine. Not that you can see what I was doing with my hands then, but I was like pushing data away and bringing it in from the server. Nick was giving me a funny look. I figured I should expandify on that.
Expandify.
Yep. All right, cool. So in the next video, let's make those cubes colored in render display.
We got there eventually.
These sentences just get so long sometimes. Here we go. So we're going to set the color of the cube. Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
So that's it. We'll see you on the next video.
See you next time.